Oh, he's not doing well. This train journey is having a toll on him. I shall try and restore him. Omsk today. We decanted a full score of British, Dutch and German merchants and took on more military officers who cleared an entire first-class carriage for the use of a mysterious couple. I was supposed to be here like 5 days ago, if not more. If not more. Much more. Oh, my word. It was day 25 when we landed in Moscow, so there must have been an extra couple of days to get to Moscow in the first instance. Yeah. We decanted a full score of British, Dutch and German merchants and took on more military officers who cleared an entire first-class carriage for the use of a mysterious couple. I caught a brief glance of the man before the carriage door slammed. He had pale brown skin and the eyes of a scholar, but he was dressed the fashion of the Ottoman court rather than the Russian Imperium. I was fairly overset with curiosity, but it would be several days before I encountered the couple again. Make the numbers go up, please. The numbers are going down as fast as I can click them up. Go up, 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 please. I don't want him to wind up on the coast sick as a dog. Rosa absconded once more, and her mother caused quite a ruckus in the breakfast car. Apparently the girl is affianced to a rich, rather stiff-looking German merchant who boarded at Omsk. I have never heard the word affianced before. I suppose that is the state of being the fiancé of someone, but yeah, that's new to me. To be affianced, sure. A rather stiff-looking German merchant who boarded at Omsk. I predict this comedy of errors will come to no happy end. As the sun set over the Tiger, Monsieur Fogg expressed a mild boredom with a monotonous view from the carriage windows. My own rather more dire feelings may be extrapolated from this foggish understatement. Attend! Starched collar, superb. Might be able to keep him somewhere around the 50 mark. All we can do is wait. This Fogg attempts round the world adventure! Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Times, you are so useful, Times. Oh my. Now we crossed the halfway mark of our journey today. Really? What, on this Trans-Siberian Railway? Or it can't be round the world. Well, I'm so close to being day 40 and we are so nowhere near done. Oh my god. We're nowhere near halfway around the world, and we're rapidly approaching halfway through the time. We crossed the halfway mark of our journey today. In the morning we wound up the Angara Valley towards the mining camp of Irkutsk, the great city of Siberia. I saw Golan disembarking with her suitcase of books, and, forgive me, I hid. She met a man on the platform, an uncle perhaps, who scooped her up with great familiarity and led her away to a horse parked neatly in the yard beyond. Why anyone would travel in that direction, I could not fathom. The Russian wilderness was desolate, but at least the train was fast. Mongolia was a desert made twice as wide by the slow animal pace of a horse's tread. Our journey continued, and by afternoon we had reached the magnificent expanse of Lake Baikal. As clear as the finest crystal, bounded by flower-banked cliffs on the western shore and containing a thriving, raucous population of freshwater seals. The track ended at the lake's edge, but the great train showed no signs of slowing or stopping. I began to feel, as my master would say, a little perturbed. Now, my friends, this next sentence will seem to you the invention of a madman, but I assure you it is utter unvarnished truth. We drove straight from the shore onto the clear water of the lake, causing barely a ripple. I looked out of the compartment window and saw wheels pulled up, and zut alors, the train was hovering in the air through some unseen mechanism. I looked for the tracks and could only just see them against the gleam of the lake. They were cunningly built upon pontoons which only just broke the surface of the water, though we did not touch them. What sort of train was the Trans-Siberian? Moscow police catch mysterious Frenchman. Yeah. That were me. I contrived a meeting with the mysterious couple, though to be strictly accurate, I knocked over the red-haired woman entirely accidentally. She was very game about the whole unfortunate accident and introduced herself as Madame Ksenia Petrovka Volkova. I apologized profusely, to the point where she clearly felt rather sorry for me and invited me back to her heavily guarded carriage. Her companion turned out to be an engineer by the name of Sinan Yahudi, who seemed lonely and eager to converse in any language other than Russian. He had defected from the Ottoman sultans to the Russian Tsars some years ago and was the genius behind the rapid construction of the Trans-Siberian Railway. He seemed reluctant to talk of it, But I pressed him, and he attempted to explain how magnetic levitation functioned. I did not understand much of his explanation, but having seen it in action, I was inclined to think the entire enterprise utterly revolutionary. It is capable of much higher speeds when the electromagnets are engaged, he added. An unnerving thought, which would fester in days to come. The hour grew late, and I took my leave. Madame Volkova thanked me for entertaining her companion, and warned me to say nothing of what Monsieur Yehudi had told me to anyone, with a smile that belied her light-hearted tone. A strange day. Fog. I can't help but wonder if I should try talking, because I might be able to talk to him, and there was the item that was like, yes, it is a restorative medicine things, and he could really use some of that right now. There is little to report of the outside world, so word today on Russian eating habits, more specifically the Russian distaste for regular meal times. I met a fellow Frenchman today who said to me, "The Russian meal is a guide to the Russian character." I begged him to explain further, and he obliged me. The guiding principle of the national cuisine is that all dishes must be capable of being served at any time the eater feels disposed. He sacrifices his finest susceptibilities to his love of freedom. I resolve to keep this thought in mind on future approaches to the dining car. If our locomotive suppers are not triumphs of culinary art, they are at least signal examples of logistical achievement. Kalemskia, this is where we depart, is it not? Quick! Oh, I missed the button. I let go of my mouse for a fraction of a second, and it went. I could have made the number go up by like 5. We pulled into Kalemskia in the evening. From Kalemskia it was possible to branch onto the Chinese Eastern Railway to Beijing, so we disembarked onto the platform. We hurried to find ourselves lodging, knowing that once evening fell it would become bitterly, miserably cold. Well, it's midday. Seems to be no departures. Let's have a quick look at the market. Cold compress, warm trousers. Top hat's worth 82. That's worth 30. I didn't pay that much for those. I can't remember how much I paid for the top hat. Was it like 40 or something? I don't think I paid 80 for it. I'll swap a top hat for I don't know, iron gloves. Valuable in other places. I don't want that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's get the iron ore. That's got some value to it. So that seems like that would be probably worthwhile having. Indian train timetable's clearly no use to me anymore. Clearly. Fur coat. These are all cold climate things, aren't they? Oh, Russian gentleman's wardrobe set. Kind of tempted to snag these. I don't know if they're going to be worth more elsewhere. I don't think they will be. I'll take the gloves. They're cheap enough. I'll take... Nah. Let's explore. I walked the streets for a while, discovering possibilities for how we might make progress. I guess I already knew all the routes, didn't I? I'd kind of sussed them out from conversations and things. Right, Beijing is where I was told we should go. It's 150 to go to Beijing, arrives Thursday. 170 to go to Pyongyang, arrives Friday. From Pyongyang we can get to Japan just under a week. Just under a week! Oh, I don't want to take a week. That's going to be over day 40 by the time... Oh no. I don't want to do that. Can I just go that way? Hang on, can you like click on a route and just mark it as this is the route you want to take by marking it blue? No, not quite. That would be kind of useful, just sort of reference to bookmark things that you want to see and stuff. Maybe you can do that. Not sure. The music has stopped. Why did the music stop? The music just stopped. Oh, and now it returns. Huh. Yeah, Pyongyang departs tomorrow at 1 PM. Fair enough. Suppose we should stop a night in the hotel. There was no moon at Kurumskia, and not even a barking dog marred the silence of the luminous Siberian night. The only lit building bore the copper lily of the Artificers Guild. I knocked at the back door, eager to find company to help pass the long cold night. A dwarf with long black hair, rouged lips, and thick brass goggles opened the door. I stared at her, and she placed her hands on her hips. "Are you staring at me?" she demanded. "Not at all, madame." I ducked my head and introduced myself. She seemed unconvinced. "Well, coming out of the cold then. I'm Nadezhda Yefimova. We walked through a squalid corridor into a round room lit with bright electrical lamps. The artificers sprawled on low sofas and greeted me with beery enthusiasm. A human form automaton ushered me to a seat and handed me a drink with mechanical precision. I accepted my drink with a grin. The small gears in the automaton's face whirred to produce an answering smile. The hours passed quickly in good company, and we shared many outlandish tales. I complimented their hospitality, and Nadeza clapped me on the arm. It's been a pleasure sharing our fire with Passepartout. She reached in her pocket and took out a copper medallion with the Artificer's Lily stamped upon it. Take this, present it to any member of the Artificers Guild, and they will be bound to offer you help. I thanked them for their generosity and wended my way back through the dark streets of Karimskia, a city lit only by the brightness of the stars and the pale ethereal glow of the northern lights. Ooh. Should fetch a good price in Karachi if we don't find a use for it. Ah, well, I ain't going anywhere near Karachi, but it seems like it would be useful, yeah. Alright, let's head to Pyongyang, I suppose. Embark! Knitted gloves from cold climate should, yeah, make that a little bit more bearable. I think that's okay. We boarded a Chinese steam train at Karimskia station. It was a smooth journey until we reached Zabaikalsk? I don't know. The words. Where there was a change of gauge from the Russian to Chinese rail. To relieve the tedium of waiting, I bought my master tea. Which I hoped would make his number go up. I don't know. In his usual fashion. Well steeped with a dash of milk, served just shy of boiling. He took a long sip and settled back into his green leather seat with the smallest of contented sighs. Relations improved slightly. I wanted to make his numbers go up. Because they're kind of low. We kind of need to, like, stop and find a hotel where I can, like, make the numbers go way up. That's kind of really what needs to happen there, I suppose. We restarted our journey a few hours later, only for it to be yet again interrupted by Chinese customs officials at Manzuli. They were as brusque as the Russian officials. Clearly the bonds of bureaucracy overrode those of nation. They stamped our papers with their square ivory seals, leaving a distinctive red cinnabar mark. I shall speak to Mr. Fogg. Monsieur Fogg, even. His numbers have gone up slightly. I should probably actually talk to people to try and find locations, I suppose, because I don't know where we... Do I have a route? Oh yeah, I do have a route from Beijing. It's okay, we're okay for now. Don't know where we're going from Japan, though. I need to probably start planning that. Today we reached Mukden. Mukden? I don't know. Mukden sounds surprisingly British, actually, for a place name, so I suspect it's not pronounced Mukden. Today we reached Mukden, famed for the King Imperial Palace. Alas, there was no time for exploration, for here our train divided, half going west to Pyongyang, and the other half turning east to Beijing. We're on our way to Pyongyang! Let us not get arrested by Kim Jong-un. I think this predates Kim Jong-un. It's okay. I think we can get away with that. Greetings, Monsieur Lagarde. Good day, Monsieur. Pyongyang to Yokohama? Yep. I understand you can get to Yokohama from Pyongyang, but by Korean trader, but the fare is beyond most travellers. Speaking of steamships, I understand my uncle had a friend who worked aboard this cargo steamer from Lima to Santiago. Okay. I will offer him dates and figs. Don't mind if I do. I will ask about Yokohama. There's travelling circus in Yokohama. Very good. From Yokohama, can we get to... Manila's not where I need to be. Honolulu? I'd like to be going further than Honolulu. I don't know where Port Moresby is. I think Manila's still on the wrong side of the Pacific. It would be. I'd like to from Yokohama. I kind of want to be going for that point. You know, actually, I need to start crossing ocean at that stage. Canton. Canton sounds American. Is that somewhere on the west coast? That would be useful if it is. Is it possible to travel from Yokohama to Canton? I think you're out of luck there. Okay, can we go to Honolulu? I'm afraid I have to go now. I know you can. Give me routes. Okay, well we do have... There is a route of some sort. Where does that one go from? It's not something I've really delved too heavily into. Shall stop and have a look. Now would be a good time to stop and have a look. So yeah, we don't have the route from Yokohama. Where's the... Where was that route that we have? Oh, that's from... yeah, that's probably not the most practical route. Let's go via New Zealand. I will confess I have not been through the sort of Australia-New Zealand territories of the world in this game before. That's somewhere I've never managed to wind up, for all my efforts to the contrary. Yeah. Stuff like this happens. Look at this mess. Well, it took a long time to get there. That's actually quite a short way to go a short time in-game to go a very long way.